Good morning, everybody. I'm not going to say happy Monday because, once again, what's so great about Monday? Oh, Monday sucks. Let's all agree on that. We got our March Madness tournament set. We're going to go over some teams that may have gotten snubbed. We're going to go over some of the actions happened the last few days to get us to where we are right now. Before we start, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Got a few news items. Most of them are coaches that got fired. All right, so let's start off. Iowa. They part ways with basketball coach Fran McCaffery after 15 seasons. He went 297 and 207. Thrown out of his last game. He seemed to get thrown out of a lot of games. That guy was just all fired up all the time. Iowa's looking for a new basketball coach. UNLV, they fired basketball coach Kevin Kruger after 4 seasons. 18 and 15 this year, 11 and 9 in conference. Villanova, they fired their basketball coach Kyle Neptune after 3 seasons. He went 54 and 47. Iowa State, they're going to be without their second leading scorer, guard TJ Olsenberger, for the tournament for the groin injury. I think they said he missed 4 of the last 7 games because of it. They start off, they play Lipscomb, who's the ASUN tournament champions. They are 25 and 9, 14 and 4 in conference play. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know now that he's out. They're playing Lipscomb. Lipscomb's a good team. And we see upsets every year in the tournament. So there you go. Speaking of teams left out, I do have an issue with a couple of them. Boise State, who was 24 and 10, and UC Irvine, who was 28 and 6. They got left out. Other ones people are saying gotten snubbed. I really don't have a problem with. West Virginia and Indiana, both of them were 19 and 13. And then Ohio State, who was 17 and 15. Really don't have a problem with that. A lot of people upset UNC got in. A lot of people upset Texas got into a play-in game. Every year you're going to have this kind of stuff. It's just the way it is. All right, so let's go back a few days and go to some upsets that happened on Friday. Big Ten, number 5 Wisconsin beat number 4 UCLA, 86-70. Tonja for the Badgers, 26 points. He hit 6 3-pointers in that game. 19 total 3-pointers for Wisconsin. That seemed to be a theme the last few days. A lot of these teams are hitting close to 23-pointers a game. It's kind of crazy. Metro Atlantic, number 4 Iona beat number 1 Quinnipiac, 81-73. Reeves for Iona, 23.6 rebounds. Atlantic 10, number 6 St. Joseph's beat number 3 Dayton, 73-68 in overtime. Both of them shot under 37%. Metro Atlantic, number 6 Mount St. Mary's beat number 2 Merrimack, 57-55. Both of them shot under 38%. Mountain West, number 5 Boise State beat number 1 New Mexico, 72-69. Boise State's Meadow hit a 3-pointer with 46 seconds left in that game. Big 12, number 3 Arizona beat number 2 Texas Tech, 86-80. Love for Arizona, 27 points, 5 rebounds. He hit 5 3-pointers. All right, moving on to Saturday, some of the upsets that happened. Big 10, number 5 Wisconsin beat number 1 Michigan State, 77-74. I got to tell you, I did not see that happening. I thought Michigan State was just going to roll through it and win the Big 10 conference. Did not happen. Tonji, again for Wisconsin, 32 points, 7 rebounds. That guy's pretty incredible. Number 3 Michigan beat number 2 Maryland, 81-80. On Donaldson's layup before the buzzer. I'll admit, I didn't know who was going to win this game. I really didn't. I didn't really have a favorite. I just it's going to be a good game. I didn't know. I really didn't have a feeling who was going to win that game. This one kind of shocked me too. SEC, number 4 Tennessee beat number 1 Auburn, 70-65. Kind of not really an upset because Tennessee's been a great team all year. I just thought this tournament was Auburn's all the way, just as I thought Michigan State had the Big Ten sealed up. Nope. That's why we play the games, and that's why we enjoy it. American East Championship game. Number 1 Bryant beat number 3 Maine, 77-59. Bryant, 20 more rebounds in that game. MEAC Championship game. Number 1 Norfolk State beat number 2 South Carolina State by 1. Norfolk State, that's their 3rd conference title in 5 years. Pretty good program going there. Big 12 championship game. Number 1 Houston beat number 3 Arizona, 72-64. There's some times there I didn't think Houston was going to pull it out. They'd get ahead, Arizona would come right back. Houston finally pulled away. They actually had 15 points off of turnovers on that one. Mountain West Championship game. Number 2, Colorado State beat number 5, Boise State, 69-56. I did figure Colorado State would beat them. They're a hell of a team. Boise's a hell of a team, too. Like I said, they should have been in the tournament. But I have a feeling Colorado State was going to win that game. Anyway, they did, 69-56. Colorado State, 12 three-pointers in this game, 17 points off of turnovers. AAC semifinals, number 3 UAB beat number 2 North Texas, 66-56. Liedenberry for UAB, 23 points, 13 rebounds. Big East Championship game, number 1 St. John's beat number 2 Creighton, 82-66. St. John's, 21 points off of turnovers. Lewis, 29 points, 10 rebounds for the Red Storm. Metro Atlantic Championship game, number 6 Mount St. Mary's beat number 4 Iona, 63-49. Mount St. Mary's, that is their first conference title. Congratulations to them. MAC Championship game, number 1 Akron beat number 2 Miami of Ohio, 76-74. Akron's Johnson hits a jumper with just 2 seconds left to win that game. ACC Championship game, number 1 Duke beat number 2 Louisville, 73-62. Duke's Proctor, 19 points. He hit 6 three-pointers in that game. Conference USA Championship game. Number 1 Liberty beat number 2 Jacksonville State, 79-67. Liberty, 60% from the field, 12 three-pointers. That's their first Conference USA title. I did not know that. Excuse me. SWAC Championship game. Number 5 Alabama State beat number 2 Jackson State, 60-56. Alabama State, 18 points off of turnovers. Big West Championship game. Number 1 UC San Diego beat number 2 UC Irvine, 75-61. UC San Diego's Gray, 22 points. He hit 6 three-pointers in that one. WAC Championship game. Number 2 Grand Canyon beat number 1 Utah Valley, 89-82. 6 Grand Canyon players in double-digit points. Sunday, Ivy League Championship. Number 1 Yale beat number 2 Cornell, 90-84. Yale, 19 points off of turnovers. SEC Championship game. Another one of those games I did not know who's going to win this one. Kind of gave a slight edge to Florida. Looks like I called that right. Number 2 Florida beat number 4 Tennessee, 86-77. Florida, 43% from the field. However, Tennessee did shoot 45%. Florida grabbed 14 more rebounds. That could have been the difference. Atlantic 10, number 1 VCU beat number 2 George Mason, 68-63. VCU, 40% from the field. George Mason, 34% from the field. AAC Championship, number 1 Memphis beat number 3 UAB, 84-72. Memphis, 23 points off of turnovers. Big Ten, again, I didn't know who was going to win this one. I really didn't give a slight favor to either team because they're both great. But number 3 Michigan beats number 5 Wisconsin, 59-53. Michigan finished this game on an 11-2 run to win that one. All right, so play-in games for the tournament. Alabama State plays St. Francis. North Carolina plays San Diego State. American plays Mount St. Mary's. Texas versus Xavier. That'll all be March 18th through the 19th. Top 4 seeds were Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Florida. Really have no problem there with those top seeds the way they did it. All right, so some of the interesting games coming up. In the South, you got number 8 Louisville, who's 27-7, versus number 9 Creighton, 24-10. That'll be on March 20th. Number 5 Michigan, 25-9, versus number 12 UC San Diego, 30-4. That'll be on March 20th. Number 14 Texas A&M versus number 13 Yale. A&M 22-10, Yale 22-7. Said before, being an Aggie fan, after what I saw Friday, I don't see them getting out of this region. I really don't. Probably might lose to Yale. There's a good chance. If they end up playing Michigan, they're gonna lose. I just have no faith in them after what I saw Friday. I mean, that was just horrible. Should have won that game. don't know what the hell happened. Anyway, moving on. Enough of that. Number 6, Ole Miss, who's 22-11, plays the winner of San Diego State and North Carolina on March 21st. These teams, Ole Miss, San Diego State, UC, or North Carolina, you really don't know what you're going to get. Ole Miss is good. North Carolina's good. But, man, sometimes you expect them to play well, win the game, and they don't. So those 3 teams, you just don't know what you're going to get. Could be pretty interesting. Number 7, Marquette, who's 23-10, versus number 10, New Mexico, who's 26-7. That'll be on March 21st. Moving over to the West. Number 8, UConn, 23-10, versus number 9, Oklahoma, 20-13. Remember, Oklahoma was on a roll, then they went on a losing streak. That'll be on March 21st. I'm looking forward to that one. See what happens there. Number 5, Memphis, who's 29-5, versus number 12, Colorado State, who's 25-9. That'll be a good one on March 21st. Number 4, Maryland, who's 25-8, versus number 13, Grand Canyon. They are 26-7 this is on March 21st. Grand Canyon's got a good opportunity to prove that they can play with the big boys right off the bat. I mean, they got Maryland. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good and interesting. And this one here, man, damn. Number 7, Kansas, who's 21-12, versus number 10, Arkansas, who's 20-13. That's on March 20th. To me, that's just a flip a coin. Kansas, I don't know what's happened to them. They are not Kansas. Arkansas is beating teams they probably shouldn't have beaten this season. To me, this game is just flip a coin, call it in the air. So that's going to be pretty interesting. East Region, number 8, Mississippi State, who's 21-12, versus number 9, Baylor, who's 19-14. Hey, I root for Texas teams, but I probably would have stuck Boise State or UC Irvine in that place instead of Baylor. But I know Baylor fans are going to be, screw you, man, you suck. But, hey, that's just what I would have done. But I'm rooting for Baylor. They're a Texas team, so, March 21st. Another one on March 21st. Number 5, Oregon, who's 24-9, versus number 12, Liberty, 28-6. That should be pretty interesting. Number 4, Arizona, who's 22-12, versus number 13, Akron. Akron's got a good opportunity to jump up and bite a big-time basketball program in the ass. We'll see what happens. That one's on March 21st also. And number 6, BYU, who's 24-9, versus number 11, VCU, who's 28-6. That is on March 20th. All right, Midwest. Some interesting games. Number 8, Gonzaga, who's 25-8, versus number 9, Georgia, who's 20-12. Georgia, they also got opportunity to say, hey, we're a lot better than we have been in the past. Will they beat Gonzaga? Man, I don't think so, but you never know. I mean, Georgia's beaten some teams this year they shouldn't have beaten to prove that, hey, we're not the same old Georgia. It is a tournament. You never know. We see upsets every year. Remember, was that 2 years ago? Everybody's at Purdue with Edey. Everybody's expecting them to go far, and they lost in the first round. So that's what makes this tournament so interesting. You really don't know. You really don't. Also, number 5, Clemson, who's 27-6, versus number 12, McNeese. McNeese is 27-6. Won their conference championship. That could be a good opportunity for McNeese to jump up and bite a big boy. March 20th. Number 4, Purdue, who's 22-11, versus number 13, High Point, who's 29-5. Can High Point give Purdue a run for their money? We'll see. That's on March 20th. Number 6, Illinois, who's 21-12. They will play the winner of Texas and Xavier on March 21st. Number 3, Kentucky, who's 22-11, versus number 14, Troy, who's 23-10. That is on March 21st. And number 7, UCLA, 22-10, versus number 10, Utah State, who's 26-7. That'll be on March 20th. That could also be a good game to keep an eye on. So that is it. That's some of the interesting games I'm looking forward to. You probably have different ones, especially if your school's involved. We're getting down to it. I mean, we're going to have a national championship in basketball here in a couple weeks. And then after that, then we're going to fully transition into baseball and softball, which is going strong. A lot of great baseball teams out there. I've caught a couple games. been reading, seeing records. A lot of good baseball teams out there right now. So we'll be back on probably Thursday to go over some of the stuff that's happened, because Thursday is when things really get kicked off and going. We'll have the play-in games before that, so we'll go over what happens there and who those teams are going to play. Meanwhile, like I said, Monday it sucks, but such is life. Just stay busy, and hey, in a couple of days you can watch basketball online at the office. So there you go. Stay busy. Weekend will be here before you know it. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.